Buongiorno! Ciao bello! Come stai amici? Tutti bene? Bellissimo! Grazie, prego, mangiare. E benvenuti al Offstage Acting Podcast. You like it a podcast, eh? The podcast, she's good, no? Okay, basta. Basta! Today we're speaking to Italian actor, in case you couldn't guess, Alexander Marchi. Alex is fluent in English, German, and Italiano, and performs in all three languages. I met Alex years ago when he came to one of my workshops here in London, and there's a story around that involving Mark Wahlberg and Ridley Scott, which we talk about in this episode. Alex is also a pharmacist who wasn't necessarily on an acting track until his mid-20s, when he bailed out of Italy and came to Bristol, England on, let's call it a lark. Now, his acting career just keeps gaining ground. It's an interesting story, a genuine working actor's story. And I'm going to basta now and let him tell it to you. Signore e signori, Alex Marchi. Godere. It's gonna have fun. It's gonna have fun. Hey, all right, welcome back to the show, everybody. It's time for the Offstage Acting Podcast. Hey, really glad to have you with us. It's going to be a heck of a show. It's going to be molto bene, for reasons you'll discover soon, right here on the Offstage Acting Podcast. Welcome back. Hello, friends. Hello, folks. Jay is not with us. He's working again. Man, he's working a lot. He's working more than I am. Really jealous of that. Really envious of Jay. But good for him. Hopefully he'll be back with us again soon, or maybe not. Maybe his career's about to take off. Who knows? So it's just me, myself, and my guest today. And I don't want to waste a lot of time talking too much about this guest and who we have today, but I thought it might be beep. That's Ski Bop doing a little jazz for you there. I thought it might be interesting to give you a little bit more of an international flavor on this episode. So I hustled up an old acquaintance of mine who is originally from Italy, now based in London, speaks German as well, as they do in parts of Italy. I don't know if you know that about Italians, but there are Italians that speak German, and we're going to get to the bottom of that as well. And he also performs in English. So I thought that'd be interesting for us to discuss because, you know, actors are not just here in London or in America doing stuff in American or in English. They actually perform in other languages. I know, it's crazy. So his name is Alex Marchi, and I'm going to share with you, unbeknownst to him, and because they're short, I'm going to share with you back-to-back 3 show reels. First of all, let's do English. This is Alex in English performing in his show reel. Let's hear what he has. Let's hear the magic.
We would like to publish it, Miss Getty. The photograph of the ear. It's news, and we are a newspaper.
It's my son's ear.
Task is to make me a cup of tea.
What?
Tea. It's a liquid.
Sea. Like the ocean.
No, tea. Why would they... It's a hot liquid.
Pee. And an excrement.
He's talking to
No, you're supposed to drink it.
a robot.
Unfortunately, I cannot produce
No,
such a
stop.
liquid, as I
It's
am
called
a vessel
tea.
of renewable
Just
energy.
tea. Tea.
Titty.
No, I think we're best off hanging out here. Too many cooks and all that.
I really ruined everything, didn't I? My best friend's wedding. Ex-best friend.
Hey, come on. Everyone goes a bit mental once in a while.
I started a food fight.
Yeah, that wasn't ideal.
I mean, who does that? At a wedding?
Antibiotics and booze don't mix.
I'm not on antibiotics.
Yeah. That's your word.
You don't understand me, don't you?
Oh, he's angry. Oh,
You don't understand a fucking thing.
oh, bleep.
You smile. I cry. You wanna dance, I wanna die.
So... you do it?
I need to think about it.
We don't have much time.
Oh, Jesus, please, no.
Oh, he's a bad
You're
guy.
so good at your job, mate.
Oh, no, please, no.
Oh, yeah. Wow. That's a way to end it. Execution. All right. That was English. Here we go with... Is this going to be... This is going to be Italian. Andy, by the way, I can still hear
We
you.
would like to publish it, Miss Getty.
No, that's the same
photo-
thing. We just saw that. What do we got? There's Italian. Showreel. Italiano. The triple threat.
Ma quali voci? Di che stai parlando?
Senti, ti puoi fidare di me, ok? Non lo dico a nessuno.
Nadia, quella che può stare tranquilla sei tu. Di che stai parlando?
La Bernardi mi ha detto che voi due vi vedete in gran segreto ogni giovedì dopo la scuola.
So fast.
Ma dai! Nadia, apri gli occhi. Questa è una ragazzina. Vuole darsi un tono, sai quante cazzate dicono? E tu ci caschi come una pera, dai.
Allora, ti do un consiglio. Tu parla con lei, perché io sono muta, però lei lo sta raccontando a tutta la scuola.
Ma dai, ma questa è matta.
Marco, parlaci. Prima che sia troppo tardi.
It's a lot of Italian.
Sei seria?
Purtroppo sì.
Yeah, I'm serious. I'm going to translate for you.
Questa è matta, questa è matta.
What the hell? What the heck?
Vado subito.
Okay.
Grazie.
Thanks. Then he walks away.
Questi sono un sacco di soldi, Andrea.
He's angry. That guy's angry.
Farò quello che mi chiedi.
Alex is serious.
Tranne...
Tranne che.
Tony,
Tranne che. Ma hai detto qualsiasi cosa significa qualsiasi cosa.
Negotiating.
cerca di capire. Se ammazzo qualcuno in ospedale...
You wait and listen.
Siamo
I
finiti?
understand.
Aspetta!
Okay, wait.
Qualunque cosa,
But just one thing.
senza eccezioni.
Something about Ciccioni. Give me the bag. And then he gave him the bag. Let's check it.
Ma vedi che alla fine siamo uguali io e te.
My wallet's in the bag.
Facciamo quello che dobbiamo fare. Senza eccezioni.
I thought I spoke better Italian than I do.
Spero che le cure funzionano.
Maybe it's the accent. The northern
Grazie.
accent. Grazie.
E non
you're welcome.
sbagliare, Andrea.
Andre.
Che qua nessuno vuole che a tua figlia le succeda niente di male.
Nice. Good look. And he got his backpack back, so that's good. All right, and the last one here, like I say, the triple threat. The German. Auf Deutsch.
Und wie stellen Sie sich das vor?
Morgen Abend geht ein Flug nach Singapur.
There's a flight tomorrow to
4
Singapore.
Passagiere,
4 passengers,
Erste
first
Klasse.
class.
die Wohnung ist ebenfalls
The
gemietet.
apartment has also been
Und
rented.
Sie
already.
meinen... Moment.
Hang on. I speak German.
Davon hätte ich nicht mal zu träumen gewagt.
Die Freude ist ganz meinerseits.
Pleasure's all mine.
So einfach ist das aber nicht.
Woo-wee! Oh my gosh. That's a lot of languages. That's a lot of languages. So, the triple threat, like I said, well, no, go away. Okay, without further ado, let me bring him in. Jeez. Let me get all the... No, that's dumb. What was that? Well, I got to get all the tech ready. Sorry, Alex. Here we go. There he is, Alex Marchi. Va bene.
Ciao a
Grazie.
tutti, ciao,
Ciao a
guys.
tutti. Ciao. Come stai?
Bene, bene, tu
Bene,
Todd?
molto bene. Sì, sì, tutto bene. Grazie, grazie. Wie geht's? Wie geht's,
Bene.
mein Herr?
Gut, gut.
Ja, so good?
Ja.
Sorry about the technical stuff. That's pretty cool, though. That's pretty
It
cool.
is.
What's that like to watch
Weird.
yourself? Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say, it felt weird. I felt exposed. I felt
You felt vulnerable?
vulnerable. Yeah. So we like that as actors.
That's what
right?
we do. Yeah, that's what we do. That's what we
Yeah.
do on the Offstage Acting podcast. We make you
Yeah.
feel vulnerable.
Yeah. No, yeah, it was weird, but I've got things to say.
Good.
about
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, first of all, I kind of want to get to the bottom of why. So for anybody who I want to explain to people how that's even possible, because I think that's very cool. Not only to be able to speak 3 languages, but as a performer, then to just knock every one of those out of the park in a performance level. That's massive.
It is, yeah. I never, before I started with the acting, I never considered German as
Right.
a a professional, useful thing for me. Because we in the place where I'm from in Italy, it's called Alto Adige or Südtirol, as they
Right.
call it in German. So it's a strange.
Swiss German.
It's Austrian German, actually.
Oh, is it Austrian? Okay.
Yeah, and not a lot of people know about that, but basically Italy got that part of Austria after World War One in
Right.
the negotiations. And
Yeah.
so during Mussolini,
Right.
a lot of Italians, including my grandparents, moved to the region and basically Italianized it, if you
Right.
like.
Right. I see.
So they were in fact immigrants.
Right.
So it's
Into what had been formerly Austria or the
Yeah.
Austro-Hungarian
Yeah.
Empire. Right.
it's now considered Italy, but it is, but it is not, if it
Yeah.
makes sense.
Not historically.
Not historically. And after all these years, 2024, we still have issues with the two
Right.
groups,
Right.
let's
The
say.
2 kind of cultures that are still, because
Yeah.
you're from like basically the Alps.
Yeah, let's say so. The Dolomites,
The
it's,
Dolomites.
my city is called Bolzano, which is right in the middle of the Dolomites.
Right.
it's
They don't.
Valley.
Okay.
Yeah,
Nice. It must be beautiful there. Jeez.
it is. It's
That
if
would
you
be
like mountains, lakes,
Yeah. Yeah. If you like beautiful nature and
skiing,
crystal clear water.
nature. Yeah,
It's
yeah.
gorgeous. Yeah.
It is very beautiful, yes.
Yeah.
But actually, to live there, it's something else. It's
Harsh winters.
it's where I was born. My family is there. All my relatives are there. But my roots, my origins are not there, if it makes sense. My grandparents were from Veneto, which is the region of Venice, right below Alto Adige.
Mm-hmm.
So it's weird, but it never felt like,
Properly.
home in a way.
Yeah. It probably doesn't
properly.
really look like Italy there either, does it? It looks like Austria.
It
I mean, the
looks more,
buildings,
the
the
buildings,
architecture.
they look
Yeah.
more like Austrian,
Right.
especially, the old
Chalets.
town.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
as soon as you get out of the Bolzano, the main city, my city,
Yeah.
it's just little, towns and villages that look quite Tyrolean, Austrian.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, people from the mountains, let's say.
Yeah. For sure. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So it's
I
hard to, I think it's hard to understand for someone, who doesn't know
Who
about
doesn't
that.
know the kind of history and things and
Yeah.
how like, oh, well, Italy isn't, people think Napoli or
Yeah,
Rome,
exactly.
stuff like
It's
that.
very, very different.
Yeah, this is like practically, yeah. So what's Bolzano in Austrian? What was it originally called?
Bozen.
Bolzen, yeah.
Bozen, yeah.
They're good. And is everybody there kind of bilingual?
You can say so, but
To some degree?
to some degree, yeah, because
Or trilingual even?
it's some yeah. There's a little group which is called Ladins. It's not Latin, it's Ladins. So they speak their own sort of dialect, which is weird. I don't understand anything of that.
Wow.
And it's a very small group now.
What's
it's a
that language
minority.
related to?
I am not sure, to be honest. It sounds like a mixture of both.
Latin based or
Yeah,
so
it's
like
Italian. You can
Flemish
hear
or something
some
kind of
Italian, some
right.
German.
Like Flemish is kind of a mix of French and Dutch and German.
Yeah,
so something like that. Yeah, okay.
So, in terms of the Italians, we have to learn German from the age of 6.
You have to, yeah.
We have to. It's mandatory as second language.
Right. Okay.
And
so it is bilingual.
It is bilingual, yes. Even though the level of German that you learn in school, it's actually it's kind of it's up to you how good you want to be with the German. But if you want to work in the region in the public sector, then you got to have a certification of German.
Right.
Otherwise, you're not allowed. Say you have a degree, you need to have the highest certification of German.
Okay.
Yeah, and also themselves, the German-speaking people, they have to learn Italian as well. It's complicated, because it's also there's a lot of politics behind that.
Yeah.
Obviously, the main party in the region is the left, the German left, basically. The local German-speaking left party. So that's that we get as a region, we get a lot of funding from Rome. It's a special region. It's rich.
Yeah.
So obviously the Italians say that again when it comes to jobs and stuff, the preference goes to German speaking people rather than the Italians.
Right. Also, there's still some movement to repatriation movement or something, some break off.
I mean, it never went away. I think back in the 70s they had we had proper terrorists there.
Really?
Bombs even. Wow. They want the Italians out.
Yeah, this is like
reminds me of
Spain
something else happened in the UK recently, right? So
yeah, or it's happened in Northern Ireland. It's happened in Spain and Castilian Spain. There's always these little enclaves all over Europe where, foreigners must get out. It's interesting because I grew up just about 40 minutes north of the Mexican border, and so a lot of Spanish speaking, a lot of Spanish speakers in where I grew up and in California in general, where I'm from, California. And I remember as a kid when the laws of the state of California came into effect where everything had to be bilingual. So every government document, every form, every medical form, every phone call that every time you called any services, utilities and stuff, everything had to be provided in Spanish and English. So it sort of became, it wasn't mandatory, of course, for us, but we did, you'd have to just be deaf not to have picked up some Spanish. I mean, it was just sort of everywhere, and like a lot of people spoke it. So just kind of became part and parcel with, how we grew up. And you didn't think much of it at the time. So I have some understanding of kind of growing up in that respect, but of course, and I still speak some Spanish, but I couldn't perform in it.
Yeah. No, I was gonna say, regards to German, I always hated it in school. Obviously, it was
Sure.
forced on me, and it's quite a very difficult language.
Yeah.
All the genders, and have to
Yeah.
articles,
Neutrum.
adjectives, everything has to be, you know, what's the word, declinated or
Yeah. The
something.
declinations. Yeah.
Declinations, yeah. But then as I grew up, I went to university. I spent some time in Germany studying pharmacy.
Mm-hmm.
I started appreciating the language more, and then eventually when I started with the acting, that was a plus for me, a useful skill to have, like one of the few Italians, I think, who can also perform in German.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, as a native, pretty much as well. Having
I wouldn't say as a native, maybe fluent.
Pretty close, I guess.
But
though.
obviously, if I have a script, I can work on it.
Yeah. What kind of accent do you have then in German?
I have an Italian accent when I speak German.
Guten Tag.
But not too, not a stereotype.
Wie geht's, mein Herr?
Yeah. Thankfully, not like that. But
das ist verboten. Como?
Yeah.
No, I don't know.
Yeah.
That's my terrible way of doing German. But still, I think German also gets a lot of it gets a bad rap for being a bit of a guttural language and kind of really strong and hard, and it sounds hard on the ear and stuff. So, but that's cool. Where did you pick up English then?
Well, I started studying English in middle school, so I was about 10. But always, we get taught English by Italian teachers, so you can imagine the pronunciation.
Hello.
Yeah, perhaps.
Now I'm gonna do my bad. I'm gonna do my
They
bad.
lived in England for a while, perhaps.
I lived in England, and now I'm gonna teach you how to speak the proper English, like a real Londoner. Eh?
Yeah.
The Trafalgar Square. She's a good, no? You like the Trafalgar Square?
I do.
If Jay was here, he wouldn't approve of any of this.
But yeah, of course, I learned the proper English only when I moved to England.
Yeah, when you finally got here. Yeah, and you have a good, I think, British English accent, like a proper kind of RP almost, to some degree. How long you been here in London?
I moved to England back in 2011. I was in Bristol first, then Exeter.
Oh, right.
Back to Bristol again, and then I moved to London for my drama school in 2013.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, I've been in here about the same amount of time, I think. So a good almost 15 years, yeah.
Wow.
So you went to uni to start with, pharmaceuticals, pharmacist.
Yeah, to become a pharmacist, yeah.
Yeah, that was the extent of the dream.
It was never the dream.
What?
I was like,
you weren't fascinated by chemicals and
I was, but I was a bit confused, to be honest, as an 18-year-old.
Right.
I
just thought this is a good way to make some money, huh?
I didn't have one strong dream or talent, or so I thought.
Okay.
I was interested, yes, in the medical science, and all that. So I tried to get into medicine. I failed only for half a point, I think.
Really?
So I said to myself, let's do pharmacy first.
Okay.
Learn some of the subjects,
right,
which can later on be validated if I enter, the medicine university.
Right.
But then I sort of liked what I was doing at the time. I like the university. I like chemistry. I like everything. My group of friends, obviously, living in a different city, which was Padova, which is near Venice.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's cool.
Happy years, let's say.
Yeah.
University years.
Yeah.
But then I soon discovered that the job itself was something else. It wasn't fulfilling,
right,
to say the least. So after working a year in my hometown in Bolzano, I decided to, I needed a big change, in my life.
So you
To
get
move-
out of university and you
Yeah.
get your degree in pharmaceuticals, right?
Pharmacy degree.
Pharmacy degree. And so you go back home and get a
I went
job?
back home. Yeah, I got a job because that was the sensible thing to do. You
Yeah,
need to get a
okay.
good job. You need to bring some money
Yeah,
in,
yeah.
and that's what I've done. But then I
The
just
boredom
wasn't
kicked in.
happy. And also personal factors.
Be careful, Alex, be careful with the desk because I think you're banging it.
Oh, sorry.
That's right.
Some personal stuff, concern. My mom got ill.
Mm.
She had a brain tumor,
Oh,
which thankfully was operable.
right.
But I also changed something in myself. So I said to myself, if I want to do something with my life, I have to. I better do it now.
Yeah.
Because
How old were you?
I
24?
was 25, I think. Yeah, 25,
Right.
26. Yeah.
Okay. So you kind of took care of your mom for a while. You're hanging out.
Yeah, luckily it was she had 2 big operations, but then
Right.
she recovered fairly quickly.
Wow. What
And
caused the
she's
brain tumor? Any ideas?
it's impossible to say.
Right. Just environmental factors or whatever.
You can say so. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
And
she's
she's
still,
okay now.
yeah, she's okay. And that's thanks to medicine and science.
Right. Prescription
I
drugs.
like to say.
Yeah.
Also,
Yeah.
good doctors, good surgeons.
Yeah. Okay.
But obviously, yeah, that changed something.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I left at the end of that year. I think I left my job. As you can imagine, for a family like mine, which is it wasn't rich at all, working class family.
Yeah.
They didn't take it very well.
You got brothers and sisters?
I have a sister, yeah,
Yeah.
younger.
Right.
So I moved to England.
Yeah. They weren't happy.
Followed a friend that he was going there for his dissertation.
Okay.
He's an engineer now. So start living in Bristol, in a hostel, became a waiter,
Wow.
to get
So what
some
was the
money.
plan there? I just want to get out and see some things and
Just
try
want
something.
to, start from scratch, I guess,
Right.
I think I touched the deepest point, let's say.
Right.
I'm not sure if it was depression or something, but
Yeah.
it was definitely was the lowest point in my life. I can say that.
Okay. Yeah.
So I needed a fresh start to find something that was coming from myself rather than anything else that was put on me.
Yeah. Makes sense.
Yeah, and
Bristol. So it was Bristol.
Bristol. I still didn't know what the hell I was doing.
You don't know where
I
you're
decided
going,
to try pharmacy again in a different country. Perhaps it would have been different. I moved to Exeter eventually. Started working with Lloyd's Pharmacy.
Mm-hmm. Did you need to get any special certification from this country, or did it just
at
apply?
the time, they desperately needed pharmacists in the UK,
right.
so I didn't have to do.
Oh, it was also European Union at that time too, wasn't it? Still
Yeah,
here.
exactly.
Yeah, so
I just had to do like a little induction training, 3 months or something.
Right.
And that was it. But I soon realized that just wasn't for me.
Yeah.
So I went into a period of soul searching, let's say.
Yeah. You weren't trying your own product, were you?
No.
Prescribing your own.
I wasn't. No.
You can just give me a wink if it's.
No. Honestly.
Okay. All right. No. I'm just asking because what audiences are going to want to know.
I know.
Was he writing his own prescriptions over there in the back? Yeah, I was getting depressed, so I was pounding these things, these little blue ones. They were really doing the trick.
No, they actually don't help.
Right.
Exactly that.
You don't recommend the blue? Okay.
Sometimes, occasionally.
Yeah.
But
okay, so how long are you in Bristol for then?
I was there for about 6 months.
Okay.
Then
Move to Exeter.
moved to Exeter, stayed there for about a year.
All right.
And then I decided to go. There was at the Old Vic School in Bristol, there was this summer course of acting,
Right. Okay.
and I decided to try that. I always had it in
Right.
me,
Yeah. A little
but I
urge.
never thought of it as a a possible
Career
career.
path.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
I tried it, and I was just addicted.
Mm.
How it made me feel, when I was performing. And then after that, I decided to do a foundation course at the Old Vic School, which I did for a year. And then I realized, oh, I can actually do it seriously.
How did it make you feel?
The acting, I would say, like, that out of body experience. When you're fully in the scene, fully in the character.
Like when you take a handful of those blue ones.
Exactly.
But without the help.
you just lose consciousness, of yourself.
Yeah.
And when you come back, it's just amazing.
Mm.
If you're fully committed, fully in the scene, connected with your acting partner, and the magic happens. It's
right. Yeah.
Yeah,
It is magical.
I
Yeah.
think all actors experience that at some point.
If they're still acting, then that's what's keeping them in. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Did you have good teachers over there?
I had good teachers, yes. And they helped me a lot with my accent, preparing the monologues for, to audition for drama schools.
Yeah.
Which I did.
Somebody stand out amongst your teachers? Was there?
This guy called Gary Austin.
Okay. Yeah.
He's I'm not sure if he's still a teacher there at the Old Vic, but he teaches, phonetics, pronunciation, speech.
Was that kind of your biggest hurdle then, you think? Stumbling block, or a big one?
Well, it was initially because, first of all, I was coming from a totally different background, scientific background.
Right.
And secondly, I really needed a strong, if you want to be an actor, you need to be understandable.
Yeah. Sorry, what?
And
yeah. So you're strong in Italian, obviously. You're strong in German, but any English you have is just kind of from Italian teachers at school. And now you show up in England where it's all English, and we're struggling to keep up even there for a year and a half. And then any English you were learning was just like medical, pharmaceutical.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. So you knew all the terminology there. And then all of a sudden, boom, you're thrown into an acting world, and they're going, Shakespearean soliloquy.
Exactly.
And you're going, was ist das? No.
Cazzo.
Yeah, cazzo, che cazzo. Okay. What is this? Okay. So Gary helped you put together, and so you had to obviously audition for drama school.
I did audition for some of the drama schools, and I went into DSL, Drama Studio London.
Right.
Which was one of the most open to, international actors.
Right.
I spent 2 years in there. It was very, very useful.
Yeah.
A lot of fun as well.
Yes.
It was hard because I used all my savings for that to pay for the school.
Right.
And I was also working as a locum pharmacist, self-employed pharmacist during weekends.
Is that again where you were making deliveries and late night delivery? What's a self-employed pharmacist?
Exactly.
Did you have a little business card that said
secret?
Yeah. Call after midnight.
Yeah.
24-hour. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
No, self-employed pharmacist. So kind of freelance. You would go to these
Freelance
pharmacies and then like just work whenever, like ad hoc shifts and things like that. Yeah.
Which I'm still doing.
Still doing. Yeah. Yeah.
You still need the cash.
Pay the bills, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
2 years at DSL drama.
DSL, yeah.
Yeah. What do you come out of there with some kind of certification or?
It's a diploma in professional acting.
Really? Is that what it's called?
Yeah. 2 year. It was a 2-year professional acting diploma.
Okay. All right.
Postgraduate.
Postgraduate. Yeah. All right. Cool.
Which is obviously nothing,
Yeah, it doesn't mean anything.
It doesn't mean anything.
No, there's no casting agents like, well, he doesn't have his degree in professional acting.
Yeah.
Go back and get that, son.
Exactly.
It's a big difference between that and you are in London. There's a London siren for everyone.
It is sorry.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
you get out of school and what's your kind of first move? Look for agent, get headshot.
I was lucky to have an agent straight away with my graduation show.
Yeah. Okay.
But then I soon realized, it's not. It's a long process.
That doesn't. That's not the end of the road. That's just the beginning.
You come out of drama school, where you we're at the center of attention all the time.
Right.
Because
And everybody's
paying the
you're
fees,
paying, and they're all
right?
going, "Yay, wonderful job!"
Yeah, but then you have to learn the job,
You're right, day by day.
Day by day.
What was the piece that you did?
As a graduation show.
Yeah, graduation show.
Well, basically, they gave me a lead role. I was lucky to get that, and it was an Italian.
I was going to say it
was an Italian drama, obviously translated into English.
Yeah,
it was very weird actually, because it's a musical, actually, a musical drama.
Okay.
And I never wanted to go into musical.
Right. Right.
I love music, I love acting, but the two combined, not for me.
Yeah, it's tough.
But the teacher insisted, you have to, it
Sing.
was an opportunity. I saw it as an opportunity. I still was the lead. Yeah, I could play guitar and sing decently.
Okay. Nice.
Which I did. I was the lead in that production. It wasn't. It's not even very famous in Italy, I would say. The storyline is quite predictable, but nevertheless, it was just me. I was the lead. I was singing. I was showcasing myself, basically.
Great. Well, they
picked. I had to take that opportunity.
Well, I guess they kind of knew what would be the best for you to showcase yourself, and you got an agent out of it. So
I got an agent, yes. Which, later on, I realized it wasn't the best agent, but obviously, you need to learn.
They're putting you up for stuff, I guess, and that's the best, best you can hope for when you're straight out of acting school.
Yeah.
Yeah, that happens a lot to young actors. They come flying out of acting school with some kind of little paper that says, "I know what I'm doing," and they get an agent and they go, "All right, bring on the work." Now that kind of
I didn't. I certainly didn't know.
Yeah. Did you have those kind of expectations, or were you a little bit? You were probably a little older than the rest.
I think I was 28.
Yeah.
When I came out of drama school.
The rest of them were probably a little younger, were they?
Some of them, but some were not. That's why it was postgraduate school. All sorts of ages.
Right.
Yeah. Obviously the expectations were high, but still not too high, because I still was an international actor in the UK.
Yeah.
So I had to realize, what kind of actor I am. What can I bring to the table? Yeah,
for sure. You definitely start understanding what they're seeing when you get in those kind of positions, and you come in certain kind of castings and you go, "Oh, this is what they think I am," and you kind of have to sort of structure yourself around that, but at the same time, hopefully, show them what you think you are and what you actually are.
Yes.
But that's kind of interesting. Then that brings us to sort of how you and I met, which was, and that's an interesting story to me, was that you had come in for a workshop I was teaching, Do you remember the name of the workshop?
Oh gosh.
It was pretty.
On set,
Yeah, it was the only name that made sense, and the only name that you could that you could use, which was what to expect on the set.
What to expect on set? Yeah, what to expect on set.
What to expect on the set. It was you were when you came in. I taught that course many times in many different incarnations and variations in different places, but I think you were probably like, out of everybody I'd exposed that course to, you were like the most ideal student, or at the time, because it was almost as if that the whole course was built targeting exactly you. You tell it. You remember how? I don't know how did you find the course? It was at Actors Center.
Yeah, it was through the Actors Center. And I told you that story, but that caught my attention because just before your course, I had this experience on a massive production. Ridley Scott as a director.
Right.
The film was called All the Money in the World. As you've seen earlier, the little clip in my showreel, with Michelle Williams, Mark Wahlberg. And that was my first experience ever in a big production like that.
Yeah.
And I think I told you that at the time, but I was a bit overwhelmed.
Well, that was it. Yeah, you were going into like I went around the room and said, "Well, who are you? What do you do? And what are you doing?" And you said, "Well, I'm Alex, and I'm in 3 days. I'm going to be on a set with Ridley Scott and Mark Wahlberg and yada yada, and I have like 4 lines, and I'm sort of crapping my pants."
Oh, was it before then? It was before. Yeah.
Yeah, it was before you went. You were on. You were about to go, and so I just thought, yeah, I was like, oh, that's perfect then. And then you wrote me a nice like email when you got back, and sort of it said everything you said, meaning everything I told you that you said was exactly true. Because I had told you Ridley Scott's not going to direct you. You're not going to like, don't think this is going to happen. This is not going to happen. This you need to be able to do, and you need to, and everything.
Yes.
So I was kind of proud of that moment, because I thought, oh, he's beautifully prepared to get into exactly that situation, because this is what happens is, you come out of there with your professional acting degree, but all they did was teach you how to be an actor and how to do your craft well, and they gave you all that experience, but nobody ever sat you down and explained to you what happens when you actually get the job, and what to do when you get on the set. So, that was fun.
Yeah. I mean, that experience, I can tell you after,
Right.
that experience changed a lot for me.
Right.
Meaning, like I said, I was a bit overwhelmed, despite the fact that I was prepared for it.
Mm-hmm.
Once you're there,
oh, it's crazy.
With those big actors, big director, and the producers watching you live.
Yeah.
On set.
It's pressure. There's no more pressure than that.
It's pressure, and like you said, Ridley Scott is not going to direct you, and he didn't.
No.
And that at the time it felt like, gosh, what shall I do?
Yeah.
If I do too much, it's wrong. If I do too less, you start getting in your head too much.
Right.
Instead of actually, which I learned later.
Yeah.
Take ownership of, I deserve to be there.
Correct.
This is my choice.
Right.
If you don't tell me anything, I bloody do what I prepared.
Yeah.
And have fun.
Right. Totally.
Yes, but I had to learn it.
Yeah. That was something I definitely was in the training, which is like, when you get there in that moment, everything else is chaos. Everything else has nothing to do with you. But when those cameras roll and they're pointed at you and it's lights, camera, action, own that. You have full control. Take that moment and just go with it. But don't expect a pat on the back when they go cut. Don't expect somebody to go, man, that was brilliant. It's not going to happen. You just have to kind of be. They expect you to be the pro. you show up and do your job, and that's the deal. And you did. And I guess you had a great experience too doing it.
Yeah, it still was a great experience. Don't get
Yeah.
me wrong. I was in Rome. This
Yeah.
massive set.
Yeah.
I got to see some friends as well. I had some nice.
Right. Oh, that's big. I'm here.
some
What are you
nice-
doing back? What are you doing here in Rome? Oh, I'm shooting a Ridley Scott movie right now. I'm just so tired. Oh, it's exhausting. I have to be on the set tomorrow with Mark Wahlberg, and I really don't know if he's going to be able to pull it out. But anyway.
Yeah.
And they're like, what?
It was, in a way, felt like a working holiday, because I was
Definitely.
still having a good time the rest of the days, and then
Oh, and you're
just
getting paid
working,
to even be
getting
there.
paid,
Per diem.
Per diem, yes.
Staying at a nice hotel in the center, not crashing on a buddy's couch. And
Exactly.
yeah.
So yes, it was nice. And it was also a moment when I said to myself, the choice you made years ago was probably right.
Yeah.
Look at where you are now.
Right. Yeah.
So it was like a pat on my back.
Yeah, the whole thing is the pat on the back. Just the being there is the recognition. That's the thing that says, yeah, you well, like you put it, you belong there.
Yeah.
This is the reinforcement of all your achievements up to that point and all your efforts.
Yeah.
Now, since then, you've been doing more stuff in Italy, right? Are you on a series in Italy?
I recently shot a series, in June.
Right.
Which is called Sandokan, which is based on a famous Italian novel.
Okay.
A series was made already in the 80s,
Right.
But what they're doing now is it's like giving a new take on the
Right.
story,
Right.
using an international cast. So
Okay.
we shot it in English, actually.
Oh, really?
With some, British actors as well,
Right.
Ed Westwick, there's John Hannah in it as well. Owen Teale, he's on Game of Thrones.
Mm-hmm.
So I think the hope is to sell it to, the big platforms eventually.
Yeah. Oh, I see. Yeah. Okay.
So for me, it was like, I basically found my niche. Now I'm the Italian actor they can hire in Italy, but who can perform with a great English.
Right. And vice versa. You're the Italian actor they can hire in London that can speak Italian.
That happens less often.
Less frequently, right.
Less frequently because, there's a whole, discussion to have there in terms of representation in the British industry, let's say.
Yeah, but if they need an Italian actor, somebody with an Italian accent.
If they do, yes.
Then, yeah, you're
the problem. I mean, the point with me is that I don't look Italian.
Typically Italian.
Typically
right.
Italian.
Yeah.
And in fact, my first part on the BBC, which I shot in January, I was playing a German soldier, not an Italian one.
Okay.
It was a docudrama, which was on BBC Two in June about D-Day.
Right. Okay.
So
that's
again,
good,
in England,
though.
it's a different. Yeah, it's good. It's good. I don't.
You've got this kind of look about you too that could be multi-ethnic, which is great. I don't have that look personally. That's one of the things that holds me back in terms of like, well, I kind of can play one type, Scandinavian white, and that's about the extent of it, which can be American or other white guy. But you could kind of tick a lot of boxes. Especially you can do your hair different. You could have it short. You could have it more squirrely. You could have beard, no beard, clean shaven, some scruff. Yeah. So, and your size also. You're not especially tall. I don't think you mind me saying that, but
definitely not.
But that suits. That often suits a lot of productions. They're kind of looking for your size, and so I think. Yeah, I know you've already found a lot of success so far, but I think there's plenty more in the future for you.
I hope
just based
so.
on look.
Yeah. I mean, yes, like I said before, it's a long process. So
It's a marathon. It's a marathon.
it's a
It's
marathon,
a
and the
lifelong.
past 2 years, to be honest, have been very good.
Good.
But it's only now, you see, after a lot of years,
Mm-hmm.
that I'm feeling, okay, my career is actually getting somewhere.
Getting somewhere, yeah, it takes time. Well, we also had, don't forget, COVID and the actors' strike, and we had,
Yeah.
as actors, we've had a good almost 4 or 5 years of just like, whoops, a big pause in momentum. So that's thrown a lot of us off balance.
Yeah.
Oh, there's another siren. Boy, where are you
So
living?
very popular here in
Yeah.
Bromley.
You're in Bromley? Oh, boy,
Bromley,
yeah. That would be.
southeast.
Southeast, yeah.
Yeah.
And you're doing voice work, yeah? You doing some
I
voice?
do voiceover work.
Yeah. What's the extent of that? Are you doing stuff in all languages?
I do it mainly in Italian, but
Right.
occasionally in English, accented English as well,
Yeah.
or sort of a Euro neutral accent.
Right.
It depends on the project and the client, obviously.
Yeah. Are you
And
doing
I started it. Sorry.
Yeah. No, you go.
No, I was saying, yeah, it's actually thanks to COVID that I
of course,
developed like a proper career in voiceover as well.
Yeah, yeah. We all sort of. Well, I was already doing voice, but anyone who was not working as an actor, that's when everybody went to voice, like home studio.
No choice.
Yeah. But that's also very good. It's niche to be able to have that access to that language stuff because even though there's probably less work, you're picking up more of it because
yeah, it's very weird because you get paid more, as a voiceover artist than you are as an actor.
I know, it's crazy.
My experience,
Yeah, a day.
If you get the right commercial,
Yeah, or even corporate video or something like that. Yeah, as opposed to a day on the set where you're slogging it out and you're only making, I don't know, what's a day rate now? 350, 400.
Yeah,
you can make that in an hour on a voiceover gig. Yeah.
Yeah, which is for me, it's very useful because I want to cut the pharmacy hours. It's something I don't want to do. So I want to do what I like, what I'm passionate about. So that's my motivation.
It's nice to have a little fallback, though, right?
It is. Don't get me wrong.
Then you don't have to worry about
and
that.
It's flexible. So
yeah, I mean, you've kind of got this perfect gig for an actor. I would recommend it. It beats working in a coffee shop or something.
Yeah, it is. It gave a meaning to my pharmacy degree eventually.
Right, which was
because
just
being a pharmacist now,
the work you
allows
needed
me to be an actor.
to pursue the acting dream. Yeah, absolutely.
I can say no to crappy staff.
Right.
Yeah. And just get, the best ones.
Yeah, take the best gigs. Because you're married and with a baby, right?
We live together. We're not married, but yes, we do have a baby. Yes, which
in
is
sin.
Which is when you have a baby, is you're even more
from a Catholic country like you're from, and you're living.
I'm the black sheep. Sorry.
You're the black. Yeah. Does Italy know that you live out of wedlock? No.
Yeah.
What is your?
My family is very Catholic, so.
Is it? Are they really?
Yeah, they are.
Oh God.
Many families in Italy, but yeah, sorry, I'm not anymore.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
What does your wife do? Or your partner? Sorry, we just established she's the only one.
She's a scientist.
Okay.
We met in London, but she was part of the same university I was doing, but she was in a different degree.
Is she Italian, German?
She's
English?
Italian, yeah.
She's Italian.
Yeah, she's Italian, yeah.
Where's she from?
She's from near Venice. It's a city called Castelfranco Veneto.
Castelfranco Veneto.
Near Treviso, yeah.
Bene, sì. Prego, mangiare. That sounds good. Maybe,
like mangiare, yeah.
I hope she's not a distant relative of yours, since their people came from that area, you said.
No, she's not.
So she's happy here in London as well?
She's, well, let's say so. What is happiness? We can open a discussion
Right. She's okay
Yeah.
for now. Yeah,
For now, yeah, no, she's the job she has
good job.
is okay. It's a good
Okay,
job. You know, it's
good
with
job.
the NHS. She works as a service manager
Okay,
in a genetic lab at
right.
the Royal Brompton Hospital. So
Ooh, right, very prestigious.
we are lucky. You know, we can't
Mm,
complain.
absolutely. And how
Yeah.
it's a boy you have, right?
It's a girl,
It's a girl. I know. I was
and
testing
there's
you.
another one on the way.
Ay.
Yeah, yes.
Mamma mia.
Mamma mia, crazy. Yeah,
Okay, lastima. Wow. Okay. And how old's the little girl?
3.5.
Oh boy, that's a great age.
Yeah,
They're up and walking and like pointing everything
she's
out. They're
cheeky
like,
and she has a lot
Papa,
of energy.
Papa. You're like, yes, I know, it's a flower. Papa, look, sky. Papa, look. And is she speaking Italian or English?
Weirdly enough, she speaks more English than Italian
Mm,
because she goes to nursery here
right,
in London.
right.
So
But
you can
Italian at home, I guess.
Italian at home, but you can tell, you know,
Right.
we
It's
have to
good
be
though.
strict with her. Yeah, she is.
It's good.
She's
She'll pick it
lucky.
up. She'll bounce. They're good at bouncing.
Yeah,
You know,
they're great.
she'll figure it out. She'll be like, oh, with these guys I speak this, with those guys I speak that, and then she'll be. You want her to be bilingual for sure.
Yeah,
You
she's
don't wanna- you don't wanna
more
miss that.
lucky than we were.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Also with passports,
Yeah,
probably right.
yeah, definitely.
Yeah, that's good. My kids have Bulgarian, American, and British passports,
Oh wow,
so they can go anywhere in the world.
lucky them.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. Good stuff. Yeah. So, kind of, what's your long-term and short-term plan? Just keep plugging away.
You know, I said to myself, you know, I set small achievable goals,
Do you? Okay.
which I found it helps me, you know, because
Yeah.
if you think too far away, I don't know. I prefer to be focused on
So, what's an
smaller
achievable
things.
goal? Like a month, 2 months, 6 months down the road?
Yeah. Let's say, you know, I wanted this year. I wanted, for instance, to be on an Italian television drama, and I succeeded with that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I
Nice.
wanted casting directors to getting to know me more in Italy. You know,
Right.
because I have an agent in Italy as well now.
Good.
So the aim in the short term is to plant seeds. You know,
Right.
and hopefully, you know,
They
I
will
perform
blossom.
well. They will call me back, and you know, more
Where's your
jobs.
agent in Italy? In Rome?
And Milan,
In Milano.
which is it's a bit
Perfetto.
unusual. But
No,
it
there's a lot
opens
going
up,
on in Milan, I think.
yeah, mainly
There's
commercials.
commercials, a lot of modeling and stuff still, I think. But yeah,
But nowadays, you know, you don't necessarily have to be in Rome all the time
right.
to be an
Right.
agent
You
and as a
just
performer. You know,
self-taping. Yeah.
like for instance, in April, I was filming an independent production in Italy, which I got through a self-tape and a recall audition done on Zoom.
Right.
So
Nice.
yeah,
Yeah.
I guess the modern times are, you know, very good for me because I can still live in London but be able to work in Italy. Which
Yeah.
is great, which is what I want. Yeah.
Yeah. Even if they don't fly you out necessarily, sometimes you have to get yourself there and sort of say I'm local. But
Yeah, I mean, my experience, they always pay for,
will they?
you know, travel
Yeah.
as well
Yeah. That's great.
because
That's good.
trains are quite expensive still. So
Right. Yeah.
yeah.
And tell me about the guitar. What's your musical? What's going on?
The guitar, I mean, I just play for myself. I play
Yeah.
for fun.
Yeah.
You know, I never wanted, I guess, to be a professional musician. You know,
Yeah.
something I enjoyed. You know, always did. And actually, since I had my little one, you know, I haven't been playing much.
Right. It's hard.
Which is something actually I want to do more of in
Yeah.
the near future.
What do you play normally? What kind of music?
It's just acoustic rock, you know, rock classics,
Okay.
Beatles, Oasis,
Oh,
you know.
okay. Yeah, just whatever you want to learn and pick up. Yeah.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
Sing along with friends, you know, or Italian singing songs as well.
Oh yeah, they love it, don't they? The Italians.
Or-
I've never met an Italian that isn't always singing something, or start getting everybody to sing something with them.
Yeah. I love it.
Yeah. That's great. Yeah. Well, man, I really appreciate you getting on with us.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, it was cool.
It's quite a surprise.
Yeah, I reached out of nowhere, didn't I? I was like, remember me? Yeah, but I just really dig your story, and I think audiences will too. It just because there was a time when it was like you kind of had to be one thing in one place, and that was it, and that's what you did. You were an English actor living in London, and you did the stage, and you performed Shakespeare, and other kind of typical plays like this, and that was it. Or you were an LA actor, and you were just like doing the cool thing and whatever. Or New York, or something like this. And now we see that things have opened up in the world, and it's all become more diverse, more open, more gentrified, more global. And you're sort of, at this point, you and I both are similar, and even in that respect. It's like we're global citizens, two foreigners living in London, playing of our own type, and getting, and working and just being of the thing that, where we're from, but based wherever we want to be based. It's amazing. Yeah. And you are doing really well.
Thank you.
Do you feel like you're doing well?
I feel like I am. If I look back the past 2 years, yeah.
Yeah. How long have you been going at it? I mean, how old are you now?
I am 39, man.
Oh, wow. Okay, so you're an old man now.
I am an old man now. I came out of drama school, I was 28, 29.
Yeah.
So it's been already 10 years.
Yeah. It takes that long, though. It does take that long to get established, usually.
It takes a long time.
Yeah.
It's important to know that,
Yeah. Do you still take classes anywhere?
Less than I used to, because, I'm a busy family man as well.
Yeah.
But especially in the past 2 years, I realized how important that is. The industry is so overcrowded, by actors now.
It really is.
That being good is not enough anymore.
That's right.
You need to raise your game.
Yes, you do.
You need to be excellent,
In all respects, yeah.
You can't say, I love this actor, I love DiCaprio, I love whatever. I want to be like him. But yes, can you actually perform like him? What's missing to reach that level?
Yeah, and are you professional enough as well? Do you have the kind of business acumen around what it takes? Going back to the course, like what to expect on the set that you came to, we did. Being like an incredible actor is just, that's rote at this point. That's assumed. Like, yeah, you're top at your game. You're expected to get on the set and perform like with the A-list celebrity actors on the day. But knowing and walking into that situation, being confident and knowing what to expect and being prepared that way, that's also that's a huge part of it.
Yes.
And not to just assume like, well, I'm brilliant. Why doesn't everybody just, takes a long time to get to DiCaprio's level where people will just kind of bend over backwards for you and put up with your nonsense.
Yeah.
Nobody's going to do that for...
I feel like I became a better actor, but, I'm not there yet. I need to work harder.
Yeah. The craft, absolutely.
Learn the craft properly, yeah.
And get out there and find ways to show off what you've got and what you can do.
Yeah, because something I was thinking about earlier, watching my showreels. The Italian one, I updated it recently.
Okay.
Whereas I was watching the English one, I say, oh, this looks very much outdated. Thankfully, I will have new material to put in there.
Yeah.
But my point is, if you look at your showreel and you don't see yourself there as an actor, you don't see the actor you are right now.
Right.
then do something,
Right.
shoot
Yeah.
scenes,
Shoot some scenes. Yeah.
whatever,
Upgrade.
professionally, obviously, the best you can.
Yeah. I mean, you're doing the right thing. You do have a website, which is great.
Yes.
And what prompted you to get that?
It was ironically also an actor center workshop.
Oh, was it? Okay.
I went to one of those about having a website as an actor.
Yeah.
Because I was thinking of having one, and that made me realize that yes,
I'll show it real quick here. Yeah. There's his website. Yeah.
So everything is online. If you don't have a website, if you don't have an Instagram page, you don't exist.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, this is kind of always the advice I give as well. It's just like, even if you think it's foolish or you don't really do much with it or you think nobody's looking at it, it's the bare minimum. I'm always surprised when actors don't have a website and aren't on the social medias and stuff like that. So, yeah, I'm glad to see. We just did a podcast essentially, I don't know, a few episodes back where Jay and I went over our websites and stuff. And so,
yeah,
I always say, do the bare minimum and you're going to get the bare minimum results. And particularly in acting, this is critical. Like, you got to up your game, like you said.
It's about doing. Yeah.
Yeah. When's the baby expected?
End of November.
Ooh, the clock is ticking.
Not far away.
Boy or girl?
We don't know.
What? You're going to save it? Surprise?
Surprise. Yeah, we like surprises.
Yeah. What are you hoping for?
I'd be happy with both, to be honest, because I wanted the girl, which I had.
Right.
Boy attracts me because it would be a new experience, a new relationship.
Right.
It would be new anyway, but see what I mean? It's a different dynamic.
Yeah.
To explore.
I think, man, that's about exactly mine. Was 4 when my second was born as well. And I had the girl first, and I was like, yeah, boy, balance it out, I got one of each then, and then like, basta, that's the end of that. And then I had another girl, and I was just as thrilled. It was like, no problem. And ultimately, it's like, meh, I don't need a boy. Maybe I'll have grandsons. That'll be enough, It's probably easier not to have a boy because you look around at some of these parents and they've got a boy that's just like trashing the place. You go, oh God, yeah, is that what it's like? My little girls are just sitting quietly playing with their dolls and whatever, and the boy is over there like, pulling all the pots and pans out from under the sink, and you're like, okay.
Yeah.
So
let's see, man. Let's see.
Yeah, the last kind of quiet little summer before there's a new baby in the house.
Yep.
Well, congratulations, my friend.
Thank you, Todd.
Really appreciate you being here again.
It was a pleasure.
Thanks so much. And look out for this one. I'll send you all the details and stuff, and we'll talk more off the line. Yeah?
Thank you, man. Yeah.
Okay, buddy.
Definitely.
There he is, Alex Marchi. Grazie, amico, tutti bene.
Grazie.
Grazie. Ciao bello.
Ciao.
All right. That was Alex. Hang out for a minute. I'm just going to wrap this thing up. Well, friends, I hope you got a lot out of that. I kind of think it's really cool to talk to friends like that, actor friends like that are just doing the like solid actor thing and seeing solid actor results. There's not much more you can say about it, if you're thinking about getting into the game, like, look at these kind of guys and watch how they do it, and understand that you can be from anywhere as well. It doesn't matter where you're from, what languages you speak. There's opportunities waiting for you wherever you are, and whatever you've been doing up to this point, even if it's something else and you've got a passion for acting, there's nothing really stopping you. You can get into it, and you can see some results if you have the talent and the drive and the ambition. So really want to thank Alex again for showing up And I want to thank you on behalf of the Offstage Acting Podcast. Thanks for joining us. Sorry, Jay, we missed you. But hopefully we'll see you next time. It's been a real pleasure, a real treat. Ciao tutti. Molto bene, grazie. Grazie mille. And we'll see you next time on the Offstage Acting Podcast.